guest passengers of the first inaugural flight to Palau.
Yeah. So we prepared our aircraft already. We painting all the logo. Yeah.
Ali.
Yeah. So I hope the Ali, which means Palau. Yes. Yeah. And also, Mr. President mentioned me the rainbow of the country. Yeah. So we put the Ali and the rainbow in the tail, which means
very attractive.
Yeah. That's our logo. Yeah.
Because the theme of Palau Visitors Authority is Palau is at the end of the rainbow.
Yes. Yeah. We remember you tell us. Yeah.
Then arrived at hotel late. Now 11:30. We will delay our aircraft. Everything is okay. It's raining here in Taipei. Everybody's okay, and we are being briefed by our president and also the owner of the aircraft. There's our president as the owners. Him and his son. They came to greet us at the hotel. Thank you, sir. Tida day one. Material total morax. Follows the schedule. Relaxes. Magina regular breakfast. So I get a president head of the delegation. Agimran Masa again Imam. Imran Morsele Kayata. Okay. So please stay with us. With the limousine president. Doing Mama Okay, tida first day lang maki silip sa susah ko ngara. Tur mata klo te do ki bara hotel ma. Sora maki mledang okle ado do mon mo lang ngara ru klo ke solai se local time. Mergo e momrek beklada mom iwai misela tutana bo ngara 8 o'clock. Maki mno breakfast ma te de ngara breakfast. La kimran mo sel do sing radium life tianga kakaya Japanese building or architecture niya Japanese algontara ay gigidele for structure adra shabala malmule wale bodo misidra talisa imoni ya uri segit ki molansra a palais de chai okay si lagi borgi la suelvo de mur so lagi dio direct de itinerary mantiro misidra take the itinerary magi follow ngi free time ngama mati half day say the Saturday sorai ki return berbela ara 12 morning say the inaugural ceremony morning at airport ramulaki 1:13 abutasro say the la amolas de ki fly into Palau. By the time you get to Palau estimated around 4:30 or 5 o'clock in the evening ala okay tida downtown Taipei, as you all know, sita McDonald's in Chinese so la mal kasi kada kita manila sa area 21 million and other kit Taipei. Such a small place for that many people, so that means they have to add more rooms upwards and they have to be spread lang kita ba blue ila Taipei more Kaohsiung ang ani sige the bullet train ila 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's well ngatian more Kaohsiung dua ang arabong and take phase to get there. Maluwid will fly ngara 55 minutes by airplane. Okay, so please stay tuned and we'll show you more.
Yeah, they just collect royalties from us.
So we have to operate 50 years to get all the money back. The investment is about 15 billion NT dollars. 15, not 50, 15. 15. 15.
Around 500 million US dollars.
500
500 million US dollars.
billions with your own money.
Yeah. Invest.
It's a good concept.
Very good concept. They call the BOT.
Yeah.
Operate and transfer. After the 50 years.
The subject of this BOT is a terminal station. Bus terminal.
May we just get in, all right? Okay. John, President Johnson, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you again. Yeah, this way. This is our courtroom.
Welcome you and all honorable guests to visit our company. It's really our honor, especially President yourself, to visit us. We have a very brief introduction of this company. This company has been founded 30 years ago. So the main project is concentrated on construction job as the top of this the station, all this the hub. I mean the hub.
Transportation.
Yeah, the center of the railroad and this subway station at the top. So because the Taiwan, the land is very narrow, a lot of people. So the communication, I mean the traffic is very important. You have very good position at the station place. The people can come here and go very easily. So Mr. Lin has concentrated many years on this kind of construction job to construct the condominium or some related facilities at the top of the subway station. This is also the same, plus a very big beauty project. The detail later on, they will have the briefing to Honorable President and other honorable guests. Thank you very much.
For today, Danny will make a short presentation about the company, introduce the company.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here to present our company, Radiant Group. So this is the outline for our presentation. First, I will go ahead for the company portfolio and strategy, and then I will introduce the overview of the business and divisions, and then a short overview of the financial statement, and then the future outlook. So first, let's take a look at the company profile and strategy. Radiant Group founded as a real estate development and move on to keep improving ourselves to move on to all others diversified business, like the tourism industry, that we have a hotel, Kagaya Hot Spring Hotel that I will introduce later. And then the retail industry, we do have a shopping mall that right below us right in this project. And the BOT projects that included the bus station that also operated below in this project also. And we also have a property management industry. So Radiant Group was founded in 1980 as a Jinbao Corporation, and then we rename our company as Radiant Life Tech Technology Corporation in year 2000 because we listed in the Taiwan Stock Exchange. And then start from 2001, we actually signed a lot of contract with government with a lot of joint development project. What is joint development project is we share a certain percentage with government to help them to cooperate with us, and then we'll build the buildings to have the construction. So as you can see from the timeline, year 2001 we signed contract at Shopita Depot joint development, And then we launched our first joint development project in year 2003. And then start from that, year 2006, year 2007, we have each Nangang, Muja joint development project going on. And year 2009, we actually finished the T9 project, which is the BOT project that we introduced in the beginning, which is this project. We have shopping mall, hotel, bus station in year 2009. So as you can see, the organization structure of the Radium Group has divided to two parts, which is one is construction and development division and business operating division. The reason why we have so many subsidiaries of this in the construction and development division is because when we signing the joint development contract with the government, they have the special regulation that we have to have the special company to organize the special project to make sure the financial is run individual to help the construction going. And then as you can see, the business operation, we have the Retail Street, which is the shopping mall, which are 100% owned by a Radium Group. And then we have the Kagaya Hotel. And we are planning for another service apartment by this year, but certain detail will be is under discussion. The BOT project, which is the bus station, and then the property management industry. For each subsidiaries, we have a professional management to help us to make sure that each division has the professional to keep going and then keep improving. So let's move on to the overview of the business divisions. This is the map of the Taipei Metro Rapid System. So as you can see, most of our project is actually near the transportation system or right on the MRT station. So first, let's take a look at the business operation division, which include One Datong, the T9 BOT, the shopping mall, the Radium Kagaya International Hotel, and the service apartment that we are planning to have. So One Datong is playing a property leasing business role in this company. This project, the Taipei bus station, the movie theater in the shopping mall, and the shopping mall, the car park, and the hotel. They rent it from One Datong company, and so they pay the rent to the one other company, which is 98% owned by Radium Group, so they have the investment income to the Radium company. And this is the detail for the leasing company that we have. Jinjiang Retail, which is the Q Square shopping mall, is launched in at the end of the year 2009. The current, the very recent compilation for the Jinjiang Retail is we imported Zara. We just signed a contract with Zara, which is the international retail brand, and will be coming second quarter of 2012. And we are also planning to have another shopping mall in our another construction project, which is the Makers, which I will.
We are in need of investors to help improve our economy, our infrastructure. We do receive a lot of financial grants from your country. We look at China. It's our minor projects. We're building roads, providing us water and water systems and bridges. But I think we need to promote tourism and perhaps retirement centers for overseas residents.
Tourism.
Last year, for the first time, we received more than 100,000 tourists. Actually, we reached 109,000. This year, we are 20% ahead. We have more than 27 flights a week. With the arrival of Palau Airways, we have about 30 flights a week. We're very close to the country, both geographically and diplomatically, so we hope that we can work together to promote our economic development. I like this BOT concept. We can give you the land, you build, and we share the profits. So thank you. With us is Erin Junior, his wife. He owns a hotel called New Coral Hotel across from Malaysia. We have Baal at the other end. His father is a governor of Malalong, and they have a sister city relationship with Jilun. We have a chief from Sonsoro, Narup, Aquino. Sonsor is about 180 miles south of Koror. It's a beautiful island. We have cheaper ore from Kayangal. It's a northern atoll, the only atoll in Palau up north, about 50 miles from Koror. Jackson Yemas is our Minister of Public Industries and Commerce. Jenny Gibbons is my Minister of Justice. And this is Senator Alfonso Diaz, who is also the chairman of the Committee on Tourism. And he's very actively promoting tourism for Palau. So he's here as a senator and as a promoter of tourism. So we all hope that some of your expertise and investment can reach our shores. Thank you. And by the way, I want to thank Mr. Johnson Lin for hosting some of my dinners at his place. Thank you very much. Very nice. Takaya, the Japanese restaurant in a hot spring resort. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Our chairman visually is very interested about the future life for the older people, Plus, work together with the hospital, this kind of things, medicine, this kind of things. Visually is very老人跟这些医院 very interesting.
We can have a retirement center with a medical clinic, exercise facilities, nice restaurants.
Also, we have a hotel, you have been there. So you can also interested about the tourist, this kind of related business. 旅馆的旅游事业很有兴趣。对。
Thank you so much. Everybody. He's been hosting some most unforgettable receptions at his place.
那对于就是我们所从事的这些公共工程的建设，还有发展到旅馆，特别是注重观光，还有将来的医疗跟养生村的退休人员这一块，那希望我们能够提供一些未来在这方面的一个开发。他是表示这个意思，是不是？董事长要不要表示一些回应来这个？
因为等一下是分两批啊，一批参观的，一批在隔壁区要
开会
总统就是在贵宾室。
贵宾室
对
那还有机会。
Yeah, Mr. President, later on we'll divide two groups. Maybe Mr. President and some ministers, some can stay here, talk up to Mr. Lin and some other gentlemen can discuss some things. Another group, all people will lead you to tour the whole building. They have the terminal station, they have the department, and something else.
Maybe the new visitors will
分两批吧，是这样吧？
But before we do, our good senator would like to say something. Senator Diaz.
主管那个就是他是参议员，还有兼那个他们观光的那个观光部的部长。
So, who will be stay here with President to talk with us?
Let me hear from Senator Diaz. What do you say?
Okay.
Let me add on to what the President just said and also comment to what you have mentioned about a possible medical tourism in Palau is a destination for that. So since we have mentioned that, let's concentrate on that because it is good we're only about 4 hours at the most from Palau. And there's existing legislation that allows the silver hair program, meaning if you retire, you can come to Palau and you pay so much and then build a retiree's home. And that program is open for anybody to come in and participate. So we need investors to do that, medical tourism and also retirement homes. And the last thing I want to mention also is that now we're going to allow Ali or Palau Airways to come into Palau. We have a problem, not enough rooms, not enough hotel rooms, So if you can come into Palau and look around and see if you can help us by building a hotel to accommodate these airlines now coming in from different destinations. So that way when we bring the customers in, the tourists, we have enough rooms for everybody. But as of today, we're short of rooms, and I've heard A gentleman from the Palau Airways mentioned that last night, and he said something about bringing maybe a floating hotel with 200 rooms, and that's I think we should look at that, because it takes maybe only 2-3 months, and then we have a hotel instead of waiting for 3-4 years to build a hotel, or maybe more. So we need help from you investors, and if you can talk to somebody to help us, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Very beautiful place. We love the country, we love the people. Everyone is very hospitable. We believe there's definitely opportunities there. The hospitals have to be established, the retirement homes and the hotels. Definitely, these are the big businesses in Palau. He did mention that for our company, we like doing the BOT type of transaction, because the government gives us a discount or a break on the land, so that the investment from our end is not very heavy. Now, if we can kind of come to agreement with this type of platform, definitely we can listen to your opinions and then review Palau as an investment opportunity.
Thank you.
I think any, Mr. Lin also mentioned, any retail project must connect with the medical care.
Of course.
So the hospital medical care must be very important. That's the foundation of all those retail projects.
We like to create incentives for investors,
Yeah.
like
Sure, exactly.
tax holidays,
Right.
offset against your future taxes by building access roads or buying pipelines or sewer systems. Take that into consideration. I think it's very important to entice people to invest in Palau.
Mr. Lin emphasize, like this case, because the government actually give us sort of the concession right to build, to construct. And it was for the initial stage, we, as an investor, put up so much money into the infrastructure, construction, building. So the cash flow, put in, the cash flow, we will see in the later stage after we finish all the project, and based on of the carry on the business, of course the industry potential over there is quite bright, especially the tourism industry, hotel, and the other related so-called retirement home, and medical service, especially in the healthcare. This is quite important to attract people to live there in a very good condition. So sort of things more in potential for the investment, but of course under the honorable your president leadership, of course, I think this is really quite bright future.
Thank you.
All the land is government owned, state owned.
No,
It's all private.
private, public. Some are owned by families, clans. It's not as easy, but we can make arrangements.
So the incentive is very important.
The incentives should
To
be.
get more investor into your country.
Right now, there's a geographic incentive. I designated an area of land around the capital to be tax-free zone, but we can make tax-free follow projects, not location. But I'll take these recommendations into consideration and consult with the members of the Congress and my staff, because I think we have to entice investment to Palau.
我们在台北是很少去储备土地的，但是政府释出来土地都是最好地点、最大的面积。那所以我们每一标都会去竞标，那只要我们有用心竞标，都会拿得到。那因为我们是跟政府都是做一些公共的事业啊，我们公司集团本身也是非常低调，不轻易去发言任何事情。
As you mentioned a while ago, as the report mentioned, we do not buy a lot of land anymore. A lot of our projects are with cooperation with the government. So they provide the land, we bid on their projects. And most of the time, the government has very good pieces of land. Like, for example, this piece of land, the other pieces in Xintian that you saw a while ago. It's a different case in Palau, though, since most of the land is owned privately. But here, there's a lot of land that's owned by the government, and then they give us concessions so that we can develop this piece of land, share in the profit, so we can make our money back. And then afterwards, the government gets it back. So
Some-
you can review this type of method too.
I think most lands are owned also by state governments.
Yeah.
So we can work with state governments and some national government. But we'll try to fashion the law to accommodate investors.
Yes.
Each country has different laws, and of course we have to work with what works in Palau too.
Currently, our law now doesn't allow for foreign ownership of Palau's properties. But you can lease up to 99 years.
We can do 50.
Yes, we don't need to own the land as long as you give us the concession.
Yeah,
Yes.
operation.
Yeah.
Only operation.
Normally,
The success of any of these kind of projects is the location of the land. The best location of land makes the project successful. So location. And the best location in Taipei is offered by the government because they own these positions.
Fact number one we have to always keep in mind is that we have to deal with foreign customers because there are only very few Palau citizens. So we have to cater to outside customers, like retirement centers, hotels, things like that. We make money, or medical/recreational area. People come for physical examination, they can become healthy, exercise, and get some medical care, like the Philippines.
Yeah. Question. I think because different industry has this special features, and because the basic problem is the cash flow issue. If the cash flow comeback of the cash flow is quite slow, like we carry on the business, or we sell out all of the property. That two things. So the later one will be more quick cash flow in the comeback. So after I had a short discussion with Chairman Lin, we don't need to limit us between us for a acquisition of land or BOT cases. That depend upon which requirement, which can support the financing. Because say we invest say $100 million into the project, maybe 30% we have to prepare by ourselves. 70% will be financed from the bank. So the bank would look at the cash flow, look at the feasibility study. So sort of the structure in Taiwan is quite material. But if we go overseas, the bank they will look at the different view,
More critical.
over those feasibility and the financing arrangement. So I think it really depends upon case by case basis, rather than in general cases. Because when we're talking about a special project, it's really project different from the other. Okay, so that's the basic idea we want to
Financially.
Yeah, right. Financially, it's very important. Yeah.
就台湾的法令各项已经是
对，具备的。
具备了，
Yeah.
才会去做这个 BOT 案。
Yeah.
而且在
2 years now. He's been introducing Palau, letting Mr. Lin get to know the country and everything. Although we've been there just once, Mr. Lin did mention there were a couple of issues that need improvement, such as infrastructure and some other tangent services. But definitely, we are open to the idea of investing in Palau, but it has to be looked at overall. The big picture has to be reviewed.
I have
And then in the future, Mr. Linton and Mr. Liang can continue conversations. Right now, they've been talking regularly.
I think we have to consider a project involving marketability. Who can come to Palau? I'm thinking, and I have some questions, but I'm thinking that it should be a combination of a hotel and condominium. Because Palau needs people who are there to create a market. So I've been to some places where half of the building is condo and half is hotel. So that we can cater to both long-term quote visitors who are residents and transient visitors who come and go. So you can combine both. So one from a certain level up would be condo, the level down are hotels, and then you have the common management to take care of everything. And it was Shanghai. Because we must realize that Plough is a very small community. We have about 25,000 residents, about 15,000 locals, and about 6,000 foreigners. What makes the market are the visitors who come, about 100,000 a year. So unless we increase the resident population, we have no demand other than the visitors. So he's the investor, is a businessman. So I just like to know if you were to have a residence fee, like if you buy right now we have a lot of this. If you buy a condominium or build a house or an apartment for not less than $250,000, you are given
10 years?
10-year residence visa.
Free.
My question is, since we are very close to the Philippines, to Malaysia, to Singapore, to Indonesia, how to make Palau competitive? Is the rate of 250 too high? Is 10 years too long or too short? Because they say in the Philippines you can do the same thing for much less.
Much less, yes.
But Palau is unique, and therefore my idea, I'm just kind of thinking out loud, is to combine a hotel and a condo.
Can the residents after 10 years become citizens?
You cannot be citizens, but you can be permanent resident.
Palau is still US residents? Or no?
No, we are a nation, but only Palauans can freely migrate to the United States. It's complicated.
Just become the permanent residents.
We can go and live in the US forever if you want to. But it's a small community, so the United States it's not so concerned. But if we allow foreigners to become some backdoor to the United States, and they're not receptive to that idea. But you can be a resident of Palau. For example, one visitor told me that, why don't you simply change the visa law so a visitor can pay, say, X amount of dollars a month and live there forever if he wants to, instead of flying out and coming back in again.
Right.
But my idea is to bring in more people to live in Palau who can become customers,
Right.
buying food, fuel, contribute to the economy. So you cannot make money from 20,000 people.
Mr. President, Mr. Lee just inquired about, is there any possibility to have a so-called different visa linked to those permanent residents? You see, because
What's his
there's a
recommendation? Would you like to hear his recommendation?
There's a history. When Hong Kong back to China, all the Hong Kong residents, they carry on the English travel visa, not the resident visa. So this special arrangement is really fit into your situation. As you say, there is no opportunity to become a citizen. But if create sort of a different visa for those permanent residents in Palau, it could be more incentive for their choice. And that the number of years you are allowed to stay over there, say 10 years or 20 years, right? But if you added up sort of the travel visa, carry their passport, your passport.
Travel somewhere else?
Yes, that Hong Kong resident, when the Hong Kong back to China, so UK, the British government allow those Hong Kong residents to apply the travel visa. They don't allow to have a so-called citizen status. So I think this is really just a middle way arrangement. Maybe you can consider it's really good fit to your situation to create more incentive for the foreigner to buy or invest in Palau.
Mr. Wong is
Explain
mentioning
that
the
one more
same.
time.
If I understand correctly, I believe Mr. Wong is mentioning the same thing you mentioned a while ago. Maybe a special type of visa that doesn't require you to go in and out of the country based on a special arrangement.
That can be done easily.
Yes.
What's difficult is for us to give you a travel document which entitles you to go into the United States.
Oh.
But to live in Palau indefinitely, that can be done. That's why I'm looking for ideas, because unless you have more people living in Palau, you cannot have an
目
economy.
的性不一样，所以目的性要把它讲清楚。
对，现在问题是要人住在那里，要住。他是可以让他们住在你的人里头，但是你不能够成为公民。
So I like to know
首
whether
先你给他护照，其次让他币，
要护照里。
Very good project.
就是他可以到日本世界去，不要去做签证。
They put in their tax. Yeah.
250,000 investment on how long?
10 years. It's not long enough. You know, unless you have more people living in Palau and participate in the local economy by buying food, gasoline, go to the hospital, can really have an economy.
As of now, we could import unskilled, skilled laborers to come temporary. 1 or 2 years, they can settle.
We need people living in Palau.
Seguida ikaw condominium project tergida mo survival.
Then we have people that the basic economy is demand. Demand.
但是你首先要让他们先了解，针对那个新一色，2万50万不是一般。
Translation. There's any concepts that are lost in translation, but you did mention that right now the request, the demand seems to be that the president requires a lot more people living in
所以说下不要改，
which is a very different thing. Now,
跟一
he
些
mentioned
台湾的
off the top of his head, the simplest way of doing this, if they have any type of earning opportunities in
搬到
Palau,
大陆去，
this will attract a lot of people.
要人可以接到。
So the infrastructure has to be there, has to be in place so that people going over there has a way to earn money, aside from the typical, maybe working in a hotel, doing something in a service-oriented business. This has to be, there has to be infrastructure set up for people to earn money.
Right now there are there is 3 categories of visas. One is for foreign workers. One is for visitors. They can be there for up to 90 days. Then they have to leave and come back. And one is for investors. If you invest in Palau, you're given an investor's visa, which is perpetual. As long as you are an investor, you can come in and out.
When you say investor, do you say just buy a piece of property, or
No,
are you
you-
talking about opening a business?
Opening a business.
Opening a business that
You invest,
employs,
yeah,
maybe employs local citizens.
Right.
or a shareholder of a company investing in Palau, then you can be given investor's visa. But it can be expanded. I have come to the conclusion that you can't really have a vibrant economy without customers. So what creates our economy now are tourists in Palau, 100,000 divided by 12 is about 8,000 a month, and that is the population to about 45,000. Because without them, we just deal with our own neighbors.
Mr. Luna saying that this has to be reviewed very carefully
Of
from an
course.
immigration standpoint. That a lot of countries offer tax-free benefits and tax havens, and a lot of people try to claim their citizenship. Now, there are a lot of different ways to do this, but the main thing is you have to consider the needs of those people you want to move over. If they're going there because it's a tax-free country, if they're going there for work, if they're going there to invest in a business, everything, the infrastructure has to be there so that the people can do whatever they have to do. And then this is not a very simple issue.
Right.
This is a very complicated issue that, the government, of course, has to carefully think about. And this is outside our scope of expertise already.
I visited Monaco last November as the guest of Prince Albert. And I learned so much about Monaco.
Yeah.
Monaco is only 8,000 citizens. 8,000 citizens. 25,000 residents.
Yeah.
40-some thousand employees.
Yeah.
who drive in from Italy and France every day because it's right it's neighbors.
Sure.
They get their power from France.
Yeah.
They get their water from France.
Right.
They get their food from the neighboring countries.
Sure.
They only have a government. But the tax law and the residents favors the multi-millionaires.
Very rich.
So they have a harbor full of yachts from end to end.
Sure.
So it's a land of the famous and rich and beautiful, so as they say. But they have managed to create this kind of a environment,
A vibrant economy.
very vibrant, because 8,000 people is not enough to create an economy.
Right.
So they allow 25,000 to become residents, and all of these guys are wealthy. So in Palau, we can have, of course, a lot of foreign workers. We don't even have manpower to provide support for the investment. So we have to bring in from the Philippines, China, America, everywhere. But you need to create an atmosphere where rich people come
Yeah.
and investors come. So I'm talking about this concept of it's a multi-purpose building, partly hotel, partly condominium, partly restaurant, partly shopping mall, a little shopping mall, to cater to permanent residents who buy the condominium and get a visa, and visitors who come. So it's easy to cater to them. And government of Palau can actually help you secure land. For example, we can do a joint venture, and if he owns a piece of land, we can make a deal. The government will take over and make a deal with you.
Yeah.
So it's going to be by BOT.
Okay.
Senator, his name is Johnson Lin.
So everybody,
Okay, we join.
To everybody.
everybody.
This is going to be on television, so you better keep your smile nice, yeah?
Please.
能帮他照，
来行吧，你帮他这样。
Okay, today to give developers.
I can do this for you.
Take el project كتير.
Back there is a hotel.
That's a hotel.
That hotel.
That's the office.
Take el project كتير. Take developers. Take even get main boss. Take invest the team in la condominium.
Subway. Mall.
Yeah, I got related with tourism.
There's more than a subway.
الان صار الانفايت كتير
So
المي.
this is a very good
تمروا لك
transportation
الكونتومينيوم هي رنت اوت.
MRT
I got one nothing
right
sold
in the
out.
middle. International Airport Express in the future will be right across the street.
Aquí will get
We have
say
the bus terminal,
250,000.
and
Let us say it's okay.
you also have the trainway.
Sel
Railway. Taiwan
بدور
Railway.
الحرارة نيس بالكرة about 10 years.
What's the area, square meter area for this?
Oh, this is around.
And these guys are serious developers.
280 square meters.
280,000 square meters.
Floor area. 楼地板面积吧。Yeah, floor area. 280,000.
Taiwan is very small. There's not much land, so everything has to be. Yeah. And this was the first of its kind in Taiwan.
This middle part is a very simple thing. I like it.
When we work with the government, they also give us some guidelines that we have to provide enough common spaces so it's comfortable. We cannot just pack it in with buildings all the time and
Greenery and
exactly. There has to be a green space so it's a nice space to live in.
outside plaza.
Later on, we'll have a dinner up there.
We'll have lunch there.
What is the let's say for each apartment? What's the price average?
Average selling price sushi one. Around when it was, because this was pre-sold before construction. It was pre-sold around 400,000 per ping.
US?
Now, no, NT dollars.
Which is about how much it is?
400,000 per ping is
Convert
around
to square meters.
13,000. Four.
就是1万3
$4,000 per square meter.
1万3除以3
Around $4,000 per square meter.
3万。
就以平方米差不多
3.3嘛，3.3嘛。
对，所以差不多4000块美金。
3万。
对，40万除以30，13000除以3。
1万啊。
2万除以3.3嘛，对。
2万除以6000多。
6000多了。
这是美金。
Square meter。
Oh, around 6,600 per square meter.
大概6000。
There are different sizes, ranging
Two
from
bedrooms and
20 to 40 to 50, 60
Yeah.
feet. And then you can combine units.
I see.
It's cheap.
50,000 is very cheap.
Why?
This
They
was
don't own the land.
pre-selling. Market price right now is already up to around 600,000. So it's
50
gone up a
years.
little bit.
Right to live here without any problem.
就应该说，如果土地所有权的话，大概是要100多万。
And this is a BOT project, so this is a leasehold, 50-year
要
leasehold.
3倍。
If it's a freehold, it's probably more expensive by around 20 to 30% more.
And then you have a company that do all the management.
Yeah.
Management.
Property management. We have a company that does property management.
Their own company.
طبعا السبليت الانسيتس tour around another discussion with investors. Let's take it lunch on the first day. First day lunch.
Yes, yes. You do? How many people so far put in the jail, in the prison? 80 only? 80. 80. I think the lowest, rate in the world.
Out of population of 20,000.
20,000? 20,000? So 80 divided by 0.4 over 1,000. 80 divided by 2,000, 20,000. So that
Sila aliran Mr. Gibbons sa trabaho. Dahil kita kalilang kali. Kuk kita nga. Ete kita kalik. Idealan sa mga nagtiyak na 25%. Lumur maju jomur.
对，刚在当协议，开会都是他来谈。
Tidak boleh Bebek Baswell di Korea hotel maklaki marokui Mamal Empire sinking di Jahado ulit. Kita Presidente matok ni mo deta television. Ya kita mengira.
Mr. President and all guests, here is the headquarters of MyTech system integration. Okay, and it's our great pleasure to welcome the president and all of you. And first, we will provide a DVD about 15 minutes to introduce our group for you. Okay. Then we will go to our meeting room, to have more discussion about the green energy, and our experience, in this field for all of you. Okay. So this way, please. Yes.
Thank you very much.
It's our great pleasure too.
Okay.
And manufacture to become flour to sell in Taiwan.
How can he buy? He was poor.
Uh-huh.
How can he buy wheat if he was poor?
I think he used loan from the bank. Used some of his relation, used a loan, and very small quantity of wheat, begin to manufacture flour here, then he began to gain some money, then grow. So this is his first business, and because 60 years ago, Taiwan is a very poor country, actually. After World War II, nothing, we have no resources, So at that time, he make few money and begin the business, And then certainly, because there are a lot of population in Taiwan at that time, maybe 15 million people, But at that time, no rice, only very few rice. So the wheat and flour become one very major part of the food, at that time. So he began to have the market, here. And now, we are the largest flour manufacturer in Taiwan, also in China, and they keep improving, So far we are not only manufacture flour, but also get involved into pizza, spaghetti.
Do you import wheat to manufacture flour?
Yes.
From where?
Generally from USA, and we are looking from some other place, But generally, because USA, especially Chicago market, their price is much higher worldwide. Taiwan, even now, we try to have our wheat, local farmer manufacturer, but the price is three times more. But for government, it's a dilemma, So the government put this way, we need purchase certain percentage from local market, okay? So what we did is follow the policy from the government, purchase here, but we ask the farmer, they must grow this wheat without any pollution. So we have another, product, still wheat, but we call organic flour, which we can sell higher price to reduce the loss, something like that. So it's a long story, for a company established, very few money, and grow to
a lot of grain.
Yes, a lot of grain. Last year, our group revenue is over 24 billion.
24 billion.
Yes, because this TV, the DVD is 80 years ago. So I think it's
That's gross receipts.
Yes. I think Taiwan, is marvelous, especially in economic growth. Here it's very good, actually. Compared with many countries, a country without resources, no oil, nothing. But the statistics show, Taiwan is the 16th largest export in the world. So we export, I think, more than 300 billion, per year. And import is more surprise to me, We are ranked number 17 in the world, even much higher than Russia. Russia's import, annually, less than Taiwan, Hard to believe, but that's the real statistic, here. So again, welcome. We know Palau is a very beautiful place, and we hope, we can follow the excellency, President, and your leadership here, and to create something in your beautiful country.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we still have a small exhibition, and I would like to take a few minutes to show you. Would you follow me, to the exhibition hall? This way, please. Used to study, yeah, his son, the son, study in University of California, Berkeley. Yeah, and he was a double E student, electronic engineering. After graduate, it's not here. This one. But he is most of the time he's not in Taiwan because his business is worldwide. Then he don't like to come back. 60 years ago, Taiwan is a very bad life. So he worked in a company called Intel. I don't know if you heard about Intel. 60 years ago, Intel is not a big company. It's a startup company. Only have 15, 20 engineers. He was one of the engineers.
Downtown Taipei. Oh, anyway, look at that. There's Taipei 101. There's Taipei 101, guys. Okay, this is downtown Taipei.
Yes. This is Harry Neal, they're hotel owners in Palau. We have Chief Dr. Isimang Bandari, Chief of Kayang State up north of Palau. We have Chief Nura Aquino from Sonsoro, south of Palau, south of Koro. We have Baal, the son of the governor of Inaugural, which has a sister relative with Gil.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're very happy that Daniel and I are very happy you had the opportunity to meet with us. Very grateful for the opportunity to meet with you and talk about the Green Energy Project. And we're very grateful we had the opportunity to come to Taiwan. Very welcome you to Taiwan, and also to meet with our partners, MyTac. You've already met our president, MyTac's president, Simon Jiang. And next to him, you met MyTac's vice president, Philip Jiang. Yes. And then also I'd like to introduce from the Cathay Group, we have Director Chris King. Sure. And then our chief engineer from MyTac, Dr. Wang, who will give the presentation on green energy today.
And two of my ministers went to see the Minister of Transportation.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So, welcome to MyTac. I think since your time is quite limited, so we go to the subject. Dr. Wang will brief introduce our green energy for Plough, specific for this project. We have some concept to share with you. Appreciate this.
Mr. President and ladies and gentlemen, okay, it's our pleasure to introduce our proposal of green energy to such a beautiful country. Okay, this is today's agenda. We would like to introduce first our enterprise group. It's a MyTac CNES group. And MyTac Information Technology is our company. We would like to do a briefing to you, our company first. Then we will briefing our experience in related field.
It's very traditional. Now, this is IC card. You can use this to get into the MRT.
MRT.
Yeah. It's a traditional Taiwanese. So this is MyTac own product. Yeah. Okay.
Get up to MRT tonight.
Yeah. Handshake together.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Simon Chan.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Pacific Air and Palau Airways. So Taiwan is one of the leading tourist partner of Plough besides Japan. Right now we have flights directly from Korea, Jordan, from Japan, from Guam, Philippines, and from Taiwan. So I'm here to promote tourism, the leading industry in Palau. So I think in terms of developing closer ties, we need what we call people diplomacy, and that takes place in the private sector. We also like to promote a medical referral program for our people to Europe, wonderful hospitals. Those are at the works right now. In the meantime, the emphasis is to promote tourism. And tourism includes air service, hotel accommodations, and other entertainment activities. So I'm inviting the people of this country to invest in Palau, and Palau will be behind them all the way.
And this leads us to our next question, Mr. President. You're here to attend the ceremony marking the opening of the direct flights between Palau and Taiwan. What does the government of Palau want to achieve with this move? Like you said, is to promote tourism, which is the main.
One of the most important development policies that I have is to promote private sector development. And in terms of potentials, tourism is the leading one besides fishing. And therefore, we like to promote direct flights from different cities around the Pacific Asia region to Palau. And we like to also invite those investing in hotel facilities and resorts to join in with us, because it takes airline industry and hotel industry and our government to work together to promote tourism. At the same time, try to promote ecotourism, because to Palau, the environment is very important to tourism. We have great diving destinations for scuba divers, we have ecotourism to enjoy the environment. So it's the balancing act between preserving the environmental tourism, investors to promote tourism, so that Palau can become one of the most attractive destinations in the Pacific. Furthermore, Palau is very, very concerned about the preservation of our oceans. In fact, we promoted the preservation of sharks, and Palau has become the world's first shark sanctuary. So we like to promote tourism to protect the environment, and therefore ecotourism, high-end tourism is very important to us.
And speaking of environment, global warming and climate change has been a threat somehow to Palau, especially with the rising of the sea levels. Can you explain what does the government have any plan, or what's in the works to tackle this problem?
Climate change and the rising sea level is a global, or at least a regional issue. The Airways Islands and Palau is joining the small island development states to urge the world to work with us to reverse, or at least mitigate the threats of climate change, the rising sea level. It doesn't take only Palau to work on this project, on this issue. It takes the whole region to work. So Palau will attend the Rio 2020 International High-Level Conference to try to convince the most polluting nations of the world, most industrialized, to do their best to help all island states mitigate the impact of climate change, or at least reverse the trend. Climate change is a global issue. Most people do not realize how it affects them. But it's not limited to the small island states or the low island states. It affects the coastal states as well. But this tension between development and the preservation of the environment, so it takes the world, the whole international community to work together on how to mitigate climate change.
And as an ally, how can we collaborate and work together to, like I said, tackle the solution, or to come up with a solution to this problem?
Climate change is caused by greenhouse emissions. Therefore, we in my region, in the Pacific, are working very hard to promote the transition from the use of fossil fuel to generate energy and power to the use of renewable energy. We have declared a policy known as GEM, GM, or Green Energy Micro-region. So we are moving toward the use of solar energy, wind power, etc., because that will at least mitigate the intensity of the climate change.
And it's fair to say that President, you're a good friend of ours. So you serve as ambassador of Palau to Taiwan from 2001 to 2008, and just before you took office as the president of Palau. So you do have a deep understanding of our land. So I'm not sure when you were here last time, but this time around, have you seen any growth, any change to Taiwan?
Yes, I've seen more growth in terms of public infrastructure, in terms of the economy. But it's the same wonderful city, very high-tech society. People are very industrious, very pro-development, which I would like to borrow for our people. We need to be aggressive to fight for our own survival, to be self-sufficient, to promote industry and economy. So I want to say, I want to thank this country, we want to go to China for your close friend of Palau. You are not only a friend, you are the closest ally of Palau geographically. I think in terms of several nations which have diplomatic ties with the country, Palau is one of the closest, if not the closest.
Can you also further explain the relationship between Palau and Taiwan these recent years? Has it strengthened in any way?
It has been strengthened over the years. I think every month we can see more interactions between your government and our government in terms of what we call public projects developments. Your ambassador, Your Excellency, Ambassador Maggie Tien, is one of the best ambassadors we ever had. Since her term, we have built so many public projects, developed so many facilities in Palau, from food security to conservation to public infrastructure to solar power systems. We have so many streetlights courtesy of the country lining the roads of our country. So I use solar to run them. So we are very grateful for that. And your country has several flights coming directly to Palau. It takes about 4 hours to fly between these two places. And we also have senior investments in terms of the cities. You have Malaysia, you have Palau, you have resort, and bring so many people to our islands, and they bring money to our economy. So we appreciate that very much.
Like you said, tourism plays an essential part in Palau's economy. Not to mention that Palau is known as a tropical paradise. We have a lot of tourists going there every year, and because it's such a perfect getaway spot. Can the President share with us how the government is able to preserve the natural environment, which is very important to Palau, and what it has to offer with a high number of vacationers, especially Taiwan tourists?
We have in place a public law which protects what we call the marine areas and the land areas, known as Protected Area Network. We have designated certain areas in the oceans and on land which are to be preserved in their natural state. And to promote and protect and conserve those areas, we now impose I think it's $15 departure fee to be assessed against non-allowance, which shall be deposited into the account. It's called the green fee, and that fee will be used to protect and conserve those areas on land and water. We also have certain conservation areas which we have established also in the country's systems. We have established what we call marine sanctuaries in every state of Palau, which means no fishing in those areas. And we also have a very effective recycling law. All empty bottles and cans, whether plastic or tin, are collected and brought to a recycling center. And then the government pays $5 for every can and every bottle, so it's clean. And I think the most important thing is for the people to be sensitive to the preservation of the environment. And our young generation are so sensitive to the preservation of the environment, so it begins from the inside out, and we are helping to enact laws and regulations to ensure that we take the right action to protect our waters and our land.
Which is really important because
very, very important because it's a small country, but it has so many friends around the world. And it's a small country, but we have a seat in the United Nations, and we speak for the benefit of everyone, including the country. Thank you very much for listening. And let me say thank you to your President Mayo. I'm here to attend this inauguration with the First Lady from Palau. And I will thank you for all the help that has been extended to Palau since I took office and even before. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure having you here, and we hope you come back again.
Yeah,
very soon.
谢谢。
好，那我们可以再跟总统聊个3分钟，我们2机再拍一点反应画面。好。
OK。
这边还可以跟
restaurants and good hotels and very industrious and educated people. It's a very dynamic and high-tech society, in my opinion. I wouldn't much rather be, including the fortune-telling, the analysis of the date of your birth. It's interesting to me. It goes beyond what you see to the invisible forces of life. That kind of interests me.
Taiwan is also very eco-friendly as well, but we want to learn more from Palau in terms of how to make the environment, or at least make people more aware of this issue. Are there any suggestions or any recommendations from your side?
Well, Palau is a very, very small island nation with a small population, so sometimes we tend to believe that nature sometimes can replenish itself or recover from any man-made injuries or damage. But I see the country with beautiful flowers, beautiful parks, beautiful coastlines, and we'd like to ensure that we take action to the environment of our country, despite our development.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's such a pleasure meeting you. It's such a pleasure talking to you.
E todo Palau tá mo e mo Palau mo skopi Palau ter Palau ai kana ma se pide e al suo mo sab el mo o top ma lo mo to au kia en sab el mo to mo to on te da ko te ne ma in tu libra Ini adalah napal masih, hari ini serah beras kopi, naya besar lain itu yang napal. Lagi dengan lagi dengan owner, soalnya Robin itu orang lagi kopi, soalnya lagi dengan presiden Ceremonies, selalu cruise ship 500 rooms salary next month the arrangements park again niamos eda 500 rooms lebih seru kali Ngamla la skura Canada, skura Canada. Poi tiri agidre la gana pa ngake la presidente la do mo se ga mina business. Masa kuwa 500 rooms mo ke Palau, e pushi, e makita skoki, e mergoe. That's more interview ni mo ai sa hagir robu in destination. Apenas si mo se mo fly mo la mo te bevira room. And then so have promosi was get Plough. Upon fly more in top of the life fly more. Okay. I'll give you more pictures of Palau. Then they will want that.
But the hotel room is very short. So I hope, Minister, if possible, let our airline, the of Palau country, and foreign airline fly Wi-Fi to Palau. We fly Wi-Fi to there. If possible. That's even. So if I have Japan airline fly to there, 2 flights per week. We would like to have 2 flights per week. Right back also. Not only from foreign countries, right to Palau.
And you want to fly from Palau to where? What are your destinations?
Yeah, now.
To start.
We would like to fly. The first is Taipei. Later we will fly to Korea, Seoul.
Korea, Seoul. Okay.
And also Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
I would like to fly to Japan also.
Okay.
Mr. Chen, he is our GSA in Japan.
I see.
He studied marketing already.
I see. So far you're going to have 3 destinations: Japan, Korea, and Taipei.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Hong Kong.
And Hong Kong. I suggest you also study the market in Australia.
Yeah, sure.
Because yesterday I signed ASA agreement with the Australian government.
We have the ASA, the country of the ASA.
Yeah, we have a ASA between Taiwan and Palau.
Yes.
Yesterday I signed ASA with the Australian government.
Yeah.
So, and the ambassador from Australia asked me, is there any airline that can start flying between Palau and Australia? And I say, we have a new airline, Palau-based airline called Palau Airways.
Yeah, thank you.
And I will talk to them if they want to. It would be a good.
Okay. This year, we would like just to use the 757-200 to fly the destination like Taiwan, Korea, and Japan. Next year, we will bring the wide-body airplane, like 767 or Airbus 330.
Our runway is only 7,300 feet. So the biggest plane you can land there is 767.
Yes, yeah. We can bring 767. Like this, we fly from Taipei to Palau, and then Palau to Australia.
Yes.
And come back, return from Australia via Palau to Taipei also. So we can bring the tourists from Taipei and Australia visit Palau. And also we have a lot of FIT people, businessmen, they would like to go to Australia with this kind of sharing.
And how many airplanes? How many airplanes you have?
Now we have 4-piece airplane.
4?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's online.
This is going to be shown on my television station in Palau.com. Yeah, okay. So, thank you. Thank you, sir. All right.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, the President. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Taiwan.
Thank you.
Welcome to Taiwan. Okay, I have the great honor to extend my warm greetings and welcome you to Plough Airways in Taipei. It's my great honor to introduce you to Mr. Vincent Low. And now I would like to thank you, sir, with your best wish and support. We're here for the success of Plough Airways. And ladies and gentlemen, it's both an honor and a privilege to be able to welcome the President of Plough.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And before I begin, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Crystal Chen. I work as a specialist at the ground service department of Plough Airways. The aim of this presentation today is introduce you what our commitments are. And to start with, I will describe the company's background and who we are. And then I will mention the personal structure of the. Finally, I'll end my presentation with a brief conclusion. So now I'd like to draw your attention to the first slide here. Plough Airways was founded in 2011. We are also Taiwan's first aircraft with Plough spell logo marked. We are the only early flight to bring visitors from Taipei to home of Rainbows, Plough. There are many competitors entering one of the fastest growing tourism regions, Plough. How can we drive our business further between Taipei and Plough? As you can see from this slide here, we are carrier basis in Plough. However, with the operational sharing of Taipei, our company is able to take on real regional influences and provides the logistics industry with a set of solutions to grow in Asia Pacific region. Okay, here. This slide indicates that we set out a blueprint for the future of Plough Airways designing routes. Our vision is to increase routes of flying Plough to Narita, Plough to Incheon, Plough to Hong Kong, and Plough to Manila, with the most caring services to customers and the most enjoyable flight experience. More visitors are truly brought to the home of the rainbows. With Plough Airways' embrace slogan, the rainbow bridge between Plough and Asia. Plough Airways will invite passengers from Asia Pacific region, fly a vastly expanded Plough Airways route to Plough. A massive promotional campaign is also planned for the regional target markets in order to spur tourists from Asia Pacific to visit Plough. Tourism in Plough is growing faster and faster these years. And this graph shows what our company spirit is. To attract more visitors to Plough, Plough Airways welcome all passengers with the warmest greetings, like Ali. And we hope to maintain our passion, just like local residents, in work, and help every passenger rediscover the harmony between nature and themselves. Flying on our Boeing 757-200 aircraft with a capacity of 186 to 289 persons. In future, more visitors will be brought to Palau. And now, please look at this slide of our home page. It is regularly maintained with information updated in advance. It helps everyone access all information they require easily. And this is the office. This is the office located in Plough. There are 3 staff now from Taipei and 1 local person stationed there to run the operation. And through the operation in both Plough and Taipei, here, we share more resources and meeting of the minds to become competitive. At Plough Airways, the leaders, Mr. Ho, Mr. Zhu, and Mr. Andy Lee of the company believe that providing employees with comprehensive training and a superior working environment will create values for customers and company. We operate 4 direct flights per week between Taipei and Plough in May and June. Early flight and late return. A 4-hour flight to allow sufficient residence time. The expanded routes are expected to launch in 3rd quarter to cater to the region's increasing air travel volumes. And according to the survey, here, 2004 Plough visitor survey, it is estimated 200 passengers per flight flying from Taipei to Plough, and it brings about 6,000 visitors per season, and it says that $2,500 is spent per visitor, and as a result, it yields $15 million potential income for Plough per season. And now, I'd like to end with a brief conclusion. Along with your excellency, guidance, and help, we are ready to launch the operation, and we hope every passenger flies with us will bring back more and many fond memories at the end of the trip with us. Thank you for your time and attention.
Our Indian people, we like to express our profound appreciation for Palau Airways' plan, vision for Palau. I think it's more than a dream, it's a vision. And the logo reflects our desire to promote tourism as our main industry on a sustainable basis. And we have seen so many airlines to Palau which come and go. I think with your well-researched plan and vision, we will be behind you all the way. In other words, we'll be the wind behind the tail of Palau Airways. Palau used the moon as the symbol of its sovereignty. It's a full moon which reflects the fullness of nature. But the logo of our tourism industry is that Palau is the end of the rainbow, which means where the pot of gold is located. And therefore, we see Palau Airways as one of the milestones in the history of our tourism industry. So I like to offer my blessings and my full support along with my ministers and our people. I wish you all the best, and I'll do the best I can to make sure that your wish and your vision will become a reality. Thank you very much. The best and, how do I say, to the success and sustainable growth of Palau Airways for the benefit of Palau and Airways. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Later we go to the 7th floor.
Summer
yes.
Uniform.
Yeah.
And that's the winter uniform.
Yes, like some kind of formal uniforms and dresses. Yeah, it shows more ours and vivid image of the Palau Airways, and this is very elegant and graceful. Yes.
Looks very professional.
Endearing. They will show all the guests this afternoon in the ceremony.
We have more. We're gonna have 11 crews having
So you got the stewardess, eh? Okay. Flight attendant from Palau, yeah? Okay. There's another flight attendants, as you see. They're going to fly with us on Sunday?
First on training.
Okay, they're on training for flight attendants. Very good, thank you.
Vincent to unveil the sign of Palau Airways. Let's give them a big applause, okay?
The seal of the Republic of Palau. Thank you, the officer, Honorable. She didn't come. Marvin Nirutang. This is the former office of Marvin Nirutang. Oh, we were in hurry. That's the president. Good morning. That's the president.
Officer Luis, kita Luis Ho, Secretary del Office.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Etia Officer Lindsay Marino.
Oh, matematel ngal ko pa.
Ay.
Wala o malagi.
Tiga Luis. Tiga Landisang. Ako.
Yun eh.
Kita bisa Alfredo din kakara.
Ate lo bisa Alfredo na pala di mo nga dito lang rin tiang nga.
Tito bisa ambasador era tema kagi. Ini inisial naman.
This is Ambassador's office.
Ay ka siya singa mengutura sesay. Rogui. Digital sesing nga yang apa digital sesing nga asam dara machin. Oh, por eme otto lagi que presidente era muy
Gire normal, gire la office of president, president get president gire gire la.
digital sadra machin. Kawan bay.
Oh, Alfred, kami motor Alfred. Niray. Ang haliday ng motor niya. Alin motor Alfred?
It's the PBA staff, yeah? PBA, we're coming. That's inside the embassy.
Okay.
We're sitting here waiting for Palau Airways to take us home.
Kabla mo ra officer.
Ito ay no rin mga yan.
Dikme.
Hindi mo ko kaya sampai na kurang mahal. They're short. Porque si uniforme tira sampai, they're short, they're largo.
Ya estamos buscando el hermano. Ese bol sabe mo dagi.
Ya lo varas cogi.
Oh.
Ito shirt, jean shirts, mga polo shirts.
It's unique.
Hindi nga kami ito ko skirt, paman.
Yeah, ito shorts.
Yeah, that's Luis there with the president. She's been with embassy for quite some time. Yeah. He's the only embassy staff. Oh, yeah. Let this sound for say. Ngalgal lang lagi dili seba makati ko taro. Tell namamalik ng conference room ra embassy. We're leaving now. Tira kita Palau location ito da. Nga kita ngarang esar. Okay, so lang eh. Alam mo na embassy gitu. This is the embassy. This is Luis. Imela, you know her?
Hello, I see you again. This is Luis. Yeah, thank you.
That's Luis. She helped us, Mr. President. She really did.
They will come again.
Yeah.
Come here, 24 or what?
Okay. So this is the main entrance to our embassy. Oh, yeah, I gotta give it a lang.
Til embassy senator at open tra March of 2006. Yung kotelmet yung occupying niya Macedonia. Sila shift marami na China, yung vacant mga minister small amle open.
I see.
Tadi dia amle kiri, dia obangela apartment, 4 bedroom. More gelom tiere kela ambassador malu charge.
I see.
Ya mul madak segi le metiang en chip ra shabal mabrigel. Kita best embassy ra Palau ra anywhere in the world.
I see.
Mar kangat kela embassy Taiwan.
Okay. Okay, the PBA corner. Kita get the brochure of PBA. Dan ngarti lagi le solap tirgal turistas rimet yamai. Luis tirgal staff Alfred nagbisang. Hostel ngartel sariuto. Yeah. So now we're gonna have to say goodbye. Leave our embassy and then go for lunch.
Kita common lobby for embassies. Sila kimit yang de Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Ang embassy of Saint Christopher and Nevis. Sa islands of the coast of Africa.
Okay.
Let's go.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Sorry.
Mountain har second day lang, ginawa regal visit ra embassy. So like the president away, the ministers next me. Okay. Mama. Media, Senator Bakilea Grove. Open 3 days so like. Saya di sana Kalabas, setelah lagi di posisi Kalabas bisa ke Malaysia. Lama nu tu lagi bulan sih kan tu hotel dengan Plough, Inaugural, Ceremonies lagi lah. Setelah malam evening lah, ada 2 o'clock or 5 o'clock.
Kita lunch room 7 day, lunch sila. Rest of Palau delegation.
Yeah. It's not very big. Okay.
If you couldn't find the original destination, what's this?
Saya lunch room 7 day.
The airplane, you rely on the instruments.
Yes.
And then once you got lost, you would find his way.
And especially nighttime, you have to rely on it.
But he flew from 3 till 6, that's 3 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours.
5 hours worth.
I mean, what he should do, I mean, this is the trouble, you head off with GPS, it doesn't work, what you should do is fly heavy time. You lose GPS, you know your target, the boat is here, you know that this is heavy time, whatever it is, 0.
The sign. The sign is there.
Jadi adalah inaugural party dan sila maumul itu adalah langsung media solat dia memang musuh delegation Palau inauguration ceremony of Palau Airways. Untitled Taipei Regent. Surat kita lang sila Chili Pistle. Palau, Long Beach. Lagi dah security guard around. Minister Maradro Oriol, Minister Adra Bilio, inauguration of Palau Airways.
Oh. Hello. Thank you. Yeah, let's meet you again.
You don't go to Bhutan, you go to Palau.
Not to Nepal.
Frontera Ugur Palau, Amredra Vitalian, Mavitalian, Marangayang, Mangara, Southwest State, jadi dengan tiada lang o mesel betul tigil skogir git, kita skogir git lang ali, ya git no mesel git suwe makan morbawa, jangan suwe makan merio.
Yang suwe makan meral betul lah, video lah.
Ya le se le portra video se bali pan jaspe ten. Kami saya di event Surabaya, kira. Mariar ngal Belau, tiga ngamo tiga flight attendants ngal Belau, direct to Metiang, makmo roll titil le gormi, tiga tiga liga ala have something to do with this airline. The commission be more others solan di to ka fence ni tala investor ngam dia ko nei ni Vincent Trelan dia owner del Palau Airways dia movei servela por as ko gipil solan dia destination selun skitra elang sa di ora briefing solan fly mora Philippines Hong Kong Taipei Narita Japan malmutul bebila kirel mil kilo se mil el fly correct travel lab mervelau ai gas ko gi lama mo base ra belau mangara airport mornia aircraft mechanic ma direct mora del mora service and maintenance ai gas ko gi more employment trovangel seguir cruise ship 500 el passengers maluben 500 el room sangari el lawan mervelau Malalal da dua lah tiap orang di nak start publicizing di YouTube kira dia tadi mula ada baru connect di Motiam tiang Maldi tip jadi Vincent Trelan jadi dia marinya airline ni lama 10 years saya kita ini sekolah ini lalu route sel Cambodian airline sulang lagi dan mamru rakuk Palau Airways mana kata ada belau direct di rumah mereka susul pasal modernita tul bas berburu terbaru masih free direct mila kulingi terima sesuatu el merarsel tourist scanner $85,000 semua PVA nilai direct kulingi tulah sebut el meskita space ra office tir tiang Taipei lo office ra PVA menggilngai magim lo mesingi dalam makanya itu ragarin dalam mau communicate lo bentrin esolamos ir mera Taipei naso gitina Taipei putri sel mo office tir ra Taipei seguir de rumor dalam di free of charge selmu jadi de Palau Airways selmu meskit el dos pairing lo office ra PVA mal di free of charge يجد ملبوط البابير ويتقوين لو مسكين تجد الايرلاين من جريد قبل من تجد المسكين فود سبورت ومسكين provide employment يتم الغير الان واسي يانا مو generate about $15 million المرة قبل من تبلاو in forms of taxes
好，我们热烈掌声，谢谢大英国小小朋友，我想他们最开心，最希望能够跟我们一起分享快乐。哇，太棒了！
Ali,
Ali,
I bring greetings from the people of the Republic of Palau to Palau Airways, the shareholders, the board of directors, and management and the staff. I'm here today to ensure that the bridge between Palau and Taiwan by the rainbow is firmly established to promote goodwill and friendship and economic development between the people of the Republic of Palau and the people of Taiwan and the Pacific region area. Tourism is a very important industry in our country. We have a unique environment, unique culture, and close to Taiwan. It's only 4 hours away by air. So I'm very, very grateful and thankful that the vision and the commitment of Palau Airways is to promote tourism and prosperity to the people of the Republic of Palau. I'm here today very gratefully at the invitation of the owners and management of Palau Airways. I'll be on the first inaugural flight Sunday with my delegation to Palau. And interestingly enough, that day Sunday, the moon will be at its biggest appearance in the sky by 14%. So I know it's an ominous day for Palau Airways, and I look forward to work with Palau Airways to make sure that they succeed in their dreams and hopes for their future. So today, I want to introduce the members of my delegation who are with me today. First, we have two traditional chiefs from two of the islands of Palau. Palau has many, many islands, but we have with us a chief from the northern island of Kayakal. It's an atoll. Chief Rodori Simang.
现在我们欢迎来自帛琉南北的两位省长。
We have also another chief from one of the islands of Palau, the island of Sonsoro, Nurab Aquino, be recognized.
欢迎另外一位省长Aquino先生。
We have with me is a senator from Palau and tourism, also the owner of television and radio station in Palau. His Honorable Senator Alfonso Diaz.
我们欢迎参议员Alfonso Diaz。
With me also is our Minister of Justice, Jancy Gibbons. Please be recognized.
我欢迎帛琉法务部长John Gibbons。
And the next minister is responsible for licensing airlines to Palau, Minister Jackson Iraimas, Minister of Public Infrastructure, Commerce and Industry.
同时欢迎帛琉工商交通部长Jackson Iraimas。
We have some young people with us. We have Mr. and Mrs. Harry Neal. They own a hotel in Koror. Please let them recognize.
这年轻的一对夫妻，他们有着帛琉首都最好的旅馆。
And the young man from Merolong, the son of the governor of Merolong, Baal Brown, is recognized.
同时，我们一起欢迎来自帛琉观光旅游业的贵宾。
Last but not least is our Chargé d'Affaires at our embassy in ROC Taiwan, Alfred Fritz.
好，最后就是相当重要的一位，也是我们在同样跟我们中华民国相关的代表。
And I look forward to the continuing flights by Palau Airways to Palau. And I want to invite everyone to enjoy that trip because Palau will open its doors for you with open heart and open arms. So thank you and may God bless the Palau Airways and the Republic of Palau and the Republic of China. Thank you and 谢谢。
今天呢也非常难得，除非是这样一个特别的日子，不然我们很难得。
So we're at the beginning. This inaugural flight on Sunday is just the first milestone in a long journey that we're all taking together. And I think it's important that we remember that. And when we operate on Sunday, this is the beginning of a journey for a Palau airline. This is not a Taiwanese airline, this is a Palau airline. So our first service is not Taipei to Palau, it's Palau to Taipei. And we're going to have a local flavour. That's the point. As far as we can, we want to see local Palau nationals operating on the aircraft. Initially, cabin crew, but then more and more of the operational staff as the project develops. And we look forward to that. And as I just said, that is only the beginning. Later in the year, we plan to start services to Korea, to Japan, to the Philippines, and maybe later to Australia. Within a year, we'll have a second aircraft operating from Palau. The concept is that the passengers will experience Palau, the rainbow state if you like, the moment they board the aircraft. And that's what we're aiming for, and that's what we're hoping to achieve. Not just another offering from a foreign airline looking for its passenger numbers and its seat yields. Of course, those things are important, we know that. Without that, we don't have a business. But I personally believe this is a journey, a passion to develop a local airline. Another friend told me as well, actually, that 99% of what we do in our lives is forgettable. But 1% makes a difference. So I think I'd like to think of today as one of those 1% moments. The beginning of a long journey that we're going to have together, not just our staff, but with our Palau partners as well. I can't stress enough the support that we've had from our Palau partners and from the Palau government. Clearly, there's an enormous amount of will to make this a success, and we are determined to achieve that success. And I'm sure that if we continue with the level of support and the level of hard work that everyone's put in, we can achieve that. So I'd like to conclude by saying, enjoy your day with us. It's been a pleasure having you here today. I look forward to meeting you all a little bit later this afternoon. Thank you.
谢谢掌声，谢谢空航，而且呢，对于我们国联航空未来的服务，我们再次热烈掌声欢迎他。接下来我们也欢迎 Ambassador from Embassy of the Republic of Paraguay， 我们巴拉圭驻华大使，非常欢迎第二大使Martins Luis Sergio。 现在我们继续为大家介绍是萨尔瓦多共和国驻华大使钱曾爱珠大使，我们也热烈掌声欢迎。我们继续也要欢迎尼加拉瓜共和国驻华大使。Let's welcome Ambassador of the Republic of Nicaragua. 继续欢迎巴拿马共和国驻华大使。Let's welcome Ambassador of the Republic of Panama.
Thank you, sir. Excellency. Thank you. Thank you.
我们也特别欢迎洪都拉斯共和国驻华大使杨振华代办，来为掌声欢迎。 继续，我们也欢迎来自瓜地马拉共和国驻华大使馆的露西亚代办。同时除了在我们拉丁美洲的友邦之外，也有来自我们非洲友邦的朋友们。Let's welcome our representative of Embassy of Burkina Faso. 我们欢迎我们继续也欢 欢迎来自圣多美普林西比民主共和国大使馆的阿美果一等秘书。Let's welcome the representative of the 继续也欢迎来自多米尼加共和国驻华大使的Claudio差事，欢迎 the representative from the embassy of the Dominican Republic。同时呢，我们在整个今天的大会当中，当然重头戏就是要有一个非常正式的仪式，要展开未来国流航空即将为我们提供的空中的服务。现在呢，我们就再次邀请我们的贵宾上台。Now let's welcome our honorable guests. Your Excellency, President of Republic of Palau is still on the stage. Now we will have our inauguration ceremony, and also let's welcome our CEO of Palau Airways, Mario Fugoni. 我们欢迎两位到台上，即将展开的开航仪式，让我们一起分享这份喜悦。And please put your hands on the laser board. This is a symbol of the inauguration of the Palau Airways. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations! Congratulations of the Palau Airways from Palau, Poro to Taipei, to the whole Asian countries. This is the new gateway of the Palau Airway and the whole Asian Pacific area. 我们庆祝国流航空首航成功，也庆祝这历史的一刻。我们用摄影机、照相机记录下这美好的一刻。我们再次热烈掌声，恭喜我们一起参与了这历史的时刻。Thank you. Let's move to the red curtain. Let's move to the red curtain because we have another special airplane will show to us. 现在我们也请所有的媒体朋友移向这红色的布帘，因为马上我们就要看到这最新的机型即将为我们提供帛琉和台北。我们从桃园中正机场和帛琉首都 Poro 之间的航线启用的就是这一架飞机的机型。我们一样来5、4、3、2、1 ，5、4、3、2、1。好，我们热烈掌声，恭喜这历史的一刻，这就是即将带我们飞向彩虹故乡。The home of rainbow, Palau, is a new gateway for the Asian area. 我们再次热烈掌声，恭喜首航成功！我们让媒体朋友呢能够把这历史的一刻记录下来，因为这也是我们和友邦之间能够有这样固定的航班。以后呢，大家有更多的选择到帛琉，还有我们的亚洲地区。接下来我们也要请我们的空服员准备，因为即将为我们进行的就是空服员的走秀。 天我们在现场呢，也都准备了很多精美的食物，大家也可以自由取用。 show Palau warm welcome. Please everybody come to the home of Rainbow Republic Palau. 他们穿着的就是充满热情活力的空服员装扮，也让我们所有到帛琉的朋友一上飞机就可以感受到他们热情和热诚的服务。分享给所有朋友最佳的贺礼，我们热烈掌声，谢谢他们精彩的表演。现在大家一起上台谢幕。 show their warm welcome to you. Palau Airways, welcome everybody. Come to Palau. Share the beautiful landscape and beautiful islands. 热烈掌声谢谢他们精彩的演出，所有的空服员都将在飞机上为您服务。而接下来呢，我们要请大家举杯，请你把您。Big hands to the lovely students from 大业 Elementary School。我们欢迎小朋友们精彩的演出。热烈掌声，谢谢大屿国小可爱的小朋友们，帮我们把所有和台湾中间留下了非常美好的回忆。
by your 1%
Ali, kemampuan Al-Quran nama mereka segit inaugural inauguration terjadi di vessel Skoki, seorang mal tolongil toya miltung, mal matra Presiden Johnson Tolibyong, lo sebel mu mal tolongil toy, elilu teli invite tra tirgel other nasil segada, elo asebe moili de Palau. Seorang gel Vincent ngia owner Untitled airline tilu luasing moba 500 rooms cruise ship mer Palau direct so donate at Plurabas mera Plur Palau direct luasing moba sel tourist scanner $85,000 direct mora PVA meski room ra sel corporate headquarters til ngatiang mo office ra PVA free of charge ma nutul bebi ra ngil toil tilung solai malungi la ro report mergaveu wasei ai kai kita atleta ra sel bodong wal edo si gaudo del mera ablur bela akor o mes semrit tial rokil el investment malu development del mera ablur belau dia kisat el kibel us merni al other belau mal ubeng undula sem partnership lo trira potrat al ngar belau dia mal di 100% el tira o klalorngi ngari obis tir belau sorai tira mal di letire brur dia ka ora partner ngir belau mal di diulingita se pots mil ngosugam sorai supporter gamam kita gel togoy lulugor sera briefing relal wase tiasel bol togoy domesa ngara $15 million el ludo del mesois probablemente pela ma probablemente kita kirel mo plahar mulo ngoseo tel gombali ma gel put tok gombali el nia investor blur pelao malo betme sorry el merula business tira blur pelao Pati kita ulubong ra program ma lugo ngadian lutel imora program gi borngi el digvebe merguas ngara suel belmong en free time amel gora mo shopping esail tutara klugo ora ngare 2 o'clock aki membral bora airport dengan nya direct ke grel Inaugural Ceremonies sei ra ora gi bong ngasar asko gira bor ngara asuel bel meral bedul pelau maki mego ngara ewang ei moklogra ai tasils diga git te sola ko manum saule sola sel gi blut telme dola ki bo subam blut report ta gi bu pebira occasions malo bengigel nya kira magil ngara program itinerary wa bigo rela sits
Mastinam le pura pelau dalam jadi konflik you know story fishermen who are so much lost their lives American camp anyway they paid fines and they are paid gaming to them nakamod ko juga beyond that initial friction Kemudian alih tu si namanya PSN ambassador mera ROC kila peer atau baik different atau baik ambil terang raju jualan jualan sendiri orang yang bersih malah boleh bila time charge ko pano bekil traflon marsinan tour charge na ngas dia mo tero bola manamber of
pero ladim na
oh by the way I'm sorry ulit.
Mga orang mo
Apa ulit?
Ya, Presiden tangan ke lakale bara ut. Enggak gitu ngela kale ba skip pergi.
Kayak gitu oke.
Oh.
Kamu jangan.
Hello, good doing. This is my first year at Palau National Changing University.
Kalau tak biasa aku besar kau. Enggak sekarang. Enggak biasa dulu. Ikaw ulit, Teo ulit.
Okay, we look see Mr. President, Mr. Senator. Nakapera, Teo nga ka, no, 3 days at Taiwan. Attending a conference, so. Kuya makapag.
By the way,
blue ra.
nakanek ng clown kap 15 mara kang paktro.
Yes.
Alam mo, ang session. By the way, Mr. Jackson, ito ka lurur nila. Imo niya lurar para niyo. Lurar siya ba? Mospil, pera ausposes. Yaral mamurmur pa nila uro. Akong bali mo pula yaral, makintan sila siya ba? Bili offer a courtesy. Yung marabik na students, sa Alfred Rose. Dahil kang alam kong ngaringi, ticket.
Ticket o dinner o mo.
So you can come here, get dinner, or enjoy the evening here. Okay? Very good. Kanin, sorry, terror for the minutes. Terror ba Iran ko ba?
Oh. Siya ka, ako true malungil ko sa.
By the way, nakita ulo, hindi nakita siya.
Oh, siya hanggang Miss Cookie ako, kami ang abay ng madalang linggang hanggang to makti sila Hitachi, Gombali, trigaya member sila project ra beliau mengayang lah.
This is the name for the students, your full name. Your name.
Wu Hui Chuan.
Wu Hui Chuan. Thank you. Thank you for the tickets.
Continue. Okay, dia kan di pali soal maliwa presiden teman mewarul mesegir logui mosbin mei sola adi seldi domkat kringin mera beklado sei. There is no other reason for you to be here. You're here for education. And that is very important rin tarata tarapuksin omre omer mosfer mera. Especially Mandarin is very important. Omisasina is rising. Chinese language is going to be important tarata magulto ka tourist rin para sina. Pero mo pular baby. Mo espera will translate pa. Ending General ko President, tiyan ministry kari tiyan airline mo mo kari wala gimnet tiyan. Tiyan mo Palau based airline. Awulo mo gibar supporter ngireng. Dirigelo marari airline ang mar supporter sel klibela orgidel walmul margidit tiyan skogi misel mokte kertin promote awulo bela orgidat. Awul magibal sisi lo o supporter tiyan airline. Mengmusuk sobre long le tiang ma blue belau mai be bira blue time mari ye be bira route plan designate mo se long sera a tourist mer belau wa ye president base lang mas morbab dan pas 100,000 se be del mu tro mas ni morbab se era time ye na se volva se ye den avisar per se a que ya ye la musisi posibil ngania tolurol do direct posibil ngania toludo del long serablement mo ngari se do lasing tax base la government posibil ngino mata o me attack to say you have a place in Plough segi segi mo ro ni mama a president tial administration ni ma government malging terti ala mut malo nga sulim posibil me mitra president mga Minister Justice, mas Senator Diaz, ini aku chairman lah orang ada tourism. Sila ayah itu le Senate mau itu. Goman sulang lah jadi alam.
Ali umikup sengai. Saya klaim Jangan Gibbons, Minister Justice. Yang kadi telah for the pleasure of it. Actually, aku bangla president termel aktive ka mas support agro ko initiatives ni ma program ri Paldo swear girela blue gela. I've been with him since start the campaign ter American administration ng Maryland. They continue support ng ay Philippines ideology girela blue gela. Mandiak ko to ni soal congratulate you all for having made it this far schooling. As they say, education is a passport to the future. Without that, you may be physically there, your mind is still backwards. You're not among greater, especially now high-tech especially Taiwan is one of the high-tech countries. You made the right choice to come here and pick up whatever you can from technology type of things. So, I congratulate you and my point of view. As they say, you are the future of Palau. That's our hopes for you. Have you made it this far? That's a good indication. You're going to make it, a lot farther than what we are. When you are new, prepare at the other himself already qualified and I cannot really most likely the position talagang ASEAN wala kasi trade natin it'll be a new high-tech position of the Mongirar is lumps and feeling it'll be a vacant position ready for you. Ma del mertian uti congratulate Uruguay e bobla new suba with passion alim Cecilia Lagarmil as from the heart, and that's the only way that you can be successful. Maraming bertiang mal congratulate you, Lagarmil. Next time we'll meet together. Hopefully, we'll be ready to take up your position developmental with
Ali, ngir ko singay. Consider me am na roider belau morte. And of course, you want to know, say how well is your country doing? It's doing good. President Trelanga, dia ulaks merialo bangelek the mel and marala gal el belulo siga teal. Sel got important to go li. El ni arbetla mula say thank you to PBA, thank you DS, thank you. No, President, when he declared that shark sanctuary, that's what brought everybody to Palau. Now we don't have enough hotel rooms. We don't have enough airlines. A projection for 2012, 37 million, and we got somewhere like 63-64% already. Your country is doing so well, but I will say that we have to catch up with mga presidente de la mar ministers ringia amral umsaso ate alra development mate alra angesora bebira blue nei mabeluada malungil maral of course en temela campaign mo como ren sabtok gor omgido to indi please ngola blimi mo gara del mi mar del mi mo gara roli ko map paycheck del mi ora 1530 maral al mi ma de gik mar seral borgia emergency declaring you within a month and a half, and Kmarda Vengir Belau. I gave the baby at all Giriul Manmongil long tab, a Solaya them separated the president together in 3.5 years, and he's done so much. He's done so much. El Angartian about the Plurer Belau, and Artian on the Silmutian airline more Belau, which is going to be our own airlines. We fly from Palau to destinations and back to Palau. That's create a lot of jobs. And there's a 500 rooms cruise ship that's going to be based in Palau also. 500 rooms because we don't have enough hotel rooms. I gave it lang of so credits and more to the ministers, my president, El Marino Laureor, El Olava Klungyar, Maharul and Mervelau, Makadamalung of Tabaigal Redir, Solai Melabade Bagartir, the Actul was saying. Temela campaign maging artial campaign. Mamang artial melmol melosi gate ala rule maudod. E kami decide when that time comes. A turista will maral the aspect linga kita credits PBA or try work no. Tiang a joint efforts ra beklat. Engel ilu dia pot klor homrang a president. E kama mati ulen en murulu el sergi e supporting. Mga hamlay lom ter olvira rulau. Solar era PBA, my tour agencies, and was a president to take the airline, which is going to increase our revenue, and Merabur Belau. They get the president of Mansu.
Palau Airways, Inaugural. There are China Air, there are Trans-Asiana. So they have their own office, the electoral allowance. Second fact, Merbela Apera Taiwan, May 17 to attend the inauguration of President Ma. May, nagbukas sel DVD, sel video of my last Sora, State of the Republic message. So 1 hour and 20 minutes, hindi ako sa lagi rin ulit. Sel May, tumutulong ako sa reception. Yung this is the movie, sel show. So umurak ko kami sa movie at time, so guess the difference. So enjoy the evening, nakamulat tara lumut, tergil owner tigil airline na host yung news. The Minister Lainas na maraming kapasingay, mga Barbados, maraming pulang sa inaugural flight. Finally, in life, there is no rewind or replay. It's one-way street. It's over, it's over. So do the best you can. I came to one conclusion. Ako tuloy lumu. Maruga ang hard work. If you work hard, he will help you. Okay? So work hard. Don't just pray for something. Work hard for it. Because when you reach beyond your limit, then he'll reach down and pick you up. If you lie down and sleep, forget it. So adumin ang alabela ulo. Ibela palungin braille. So we need you in the future. Mama Arcel is the akin na mo mora how do I say it? Akin technologically illiterate. Even though I need to be here. Because in the last 3 years things change so fast. Alam ko mora school, I can do the computer and things like that. Tidak pa ganun man. The Chinese language will be one of the most important international business language of the world. If I were to go back to school, I learn Chinese. So enjoy the evening. I'll be back on the 17th. I'll host another reception for you. I'll show you my Sora. Thank you very much. Ali.
Ni hao, yang akan kelar melak ngir meril, lah nalike la Lydia mameron ngir meril.
Anti kali ka.
Oi, ma antina. Ahmadi taqobat saliro school morar abrado na house. Meron at kung kakartil ang. I love you, I miss you. Easy and the donuts.
Manungil ako sa morar, pagkal other belaw, nga klakawarang loong. Yatya, madisakat mo yung school mo rato makamatalak, laurin tinulong, mamariaw loong. Kasi I'm here in Taiwan and I'm doing okay. Mang tadi nga lang nung irarukot ko ay sulang. I love you, Mom and Dad. Malungil ako singal ako kami, magkakaasangan gatang, at magkalari China, mas may gatang. I just want to wish happy Mother's Day mara mamiranga kara race mamara tama mar atraplik Opan masali, ngapel nga Taiwan and everything's fine. So lang.
Kita selvedala hotel remam last night remam. Kita ada orma. Jadi gora rubah tak berseratian. Jadi kita last sel hotel remam. Kita ada orang bal. Dora downtown ni. Iya, Dora downtown. Ali kemana tena mereka lomur. So lagi merolah murah hotel. Kita ada all marmara hotel. Lagi marmara night market downtown. Jadi dia lang open 24 hours lagi di shopping and hotel. Hah? Jadi kita tour guide kemana?
他一个贴。
对呀，我今天早上看在你那边网红，他说，是跟你哪里一样，就是就变成开山。这边我都是有玩的，就是看一下。啊。
全身黑的叫马克。
Stella la de magia. Kita downtown. All night market. Dia kami buset dia. Eka bargain. Kami sorry guys.
快要在家看啊！来，赶快在家看啊！
Last night remam tirgel adra birul aselo gela assistant ambassador seguidor elal ta o meeting ang mulase jale lan gitu ketemu makarar ni just getting there saying goodbye to those students that came to see us tonight. We're leaving tomorrow morning to airport, and then there's going to be a ceremony there, inaugural ceremony, and we depart around 12 o'clock to Palau. So please stay tuned.
Any champagne inside?
No, it's just fruit punch.
You don't mind champagne.
You don't know.
Jadi hasil inaugural ceremony da airport agora que vamos a skogi seloran min me de solang hamos que tu mas singing jadi lang hasil departure area. We got stewardess ready to go on board after the ceremony, and we're going to head back home. Palau delegation all together except Jackson Irangas, Minister. Nora Barberos no tendrá meeting mararaxus. Eso la norma meter el al. Dite stewardess. Tiga teruk Paramount Chief ra ngayangan na Paramount Chief ra at okay kasi okay mira Paramount Chief or para dice smile porque ringil was na ser gora mal gitar mo gel na se sen kay alteral.
Okay. Smile. Ali, yeah? 1, 2, 3. Ali. Okay. Okay.
现在在我有8个，现在3万几多，所以我很开心啊。完全都没有，那没有了，最后是重整。
这个 stewardess 没听过，那是 Skogi 没听到。
站在后面，这样会出来。
Ali.
Ali!
Ali, good morning. I'm honored, privileged this morning to join you as we prepare to make the first inaugural flight for Palau Airways from Taiwan to Palau. This new airline is most welcome to Palau as it will continue to promote tourism in our country. So I'm very honored with my delegation to be here as guests of Palau Airways, to give them our full support and to welcome them on this inaugural flight. Today is a very auspicious day, as tonight we'll have a super full moon. The moon will be bigger than ever, and the logo of the airplane is a rainbow connecting Palau to Taiwan. Rainbow represents different colors, which means Palau and this airline welcomes people from different backgrounds and cultures. So I wish Palau Airways all the best, and I want to assure the owners, the operators, the crew of this airline, good luck and my best wishes for your safe and successful journey into the future. I ask God's blessings upon this airline so that it will continue to provide safe journey and bring happiness to both the visitors and the Republic of Palau. Thank you, and may God bless Palau Airways. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,
We're honored to have you here today for this maiden journey of Palau Airways. And of course, we're even more honored to have you flying on the aircraft as well. The good news is it's a fantastic day for flying. The weather here is fantastic, the weather en route is great, and the weather in Palau, even more importantly, is terrific too. Well, looking at this picture here, and looking at the rainbow, it kind of reminds me of the famous song by Judy Garland, you know, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And that's where you're all going to be today, flying somewhere over the rainbow on the way to Palau. Before we go any further, as COO, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my staff once again for organizing all of this so that we can all have such a fantastic day. I'm sure you all agree that they do work really hard doing that. I think I'd like to leave you with one thought from this occasion today. As you can see from this picture, this is not just another service to Palau. This is a Palau airline. This is going to be the rainbow bridge between Palau and Asia, and that's why that's important. This is a local service providing local service to Taipei and eventually to other places, to Korea, to Japan, to Hong Kong, to the Philippines and Australia. As I said on Friday, this is only the beginning, the first milestone of a very long journey, a long and fruitful journey for this new airline, and we're looking forward to working with the airline and with our Palau partners in making this a success, and I'm sure it will be. So, I hope you enjoyed the flight today, and it will be a privilege to have you on board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Plough.
Let me take this opportunity to introduce members of our delegation who are here to join you on this first inaugural flight to Palau. So with me today is our Senator Alfonso Diaz, the Chairman of the Committee on Tourism. We have two traditional chiefs who are with me today. One is Chief Dr. Isimang Mandali from Kayangal. The northern state of Palau is an atoll. Please come and join me here. From one of the islands in Palau, Sonserol, is Chief Nura Nicolas Aquino. Please come and join us. We have our Minister of Justice, John C. Gibbons. From the business community, we have Sister Mrs. Harry Neal, the owner of hotel in Palau. Please come forward. One young man representing the governor of one of the states of Palau, Baal Salvador. A student attending the university in Taiwan, studying Mandarin, is Lamdisang Otaro. Please come and join us. So we'd like to stand before you and submit our full support to be the wind behind the tail of Palau Airways. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain over there. We'll have our ribbon cutting ceremony. You'll be our witness and honorable guests. 接下来我们是今天的重头戏，我们的首航剪彩典礼。Your Excellency, could I have you in the middle, please? Yes, in the middle. 我们有请我们外交部亚太司副司长 James Cho。接下来我们有请我们的董事长贺东光先生。接下来我们有请我们的那个 COO Mr. Mario Fugoni。 接下来我们有请我们的贵宾，今天的嘉宾郑先生、郑董。好，我们先预祝帛琉航空首航成功。5, 4, 4.5 3, 3.5, 2, and 1. Please cut. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for coming today.
Sa
Bach lang o mesel betul ay kala ba bergerbit. Aida ikat klub kala berur Palau kita dia harus. I say. La presidente na Silvitang eman berkok klub kala tiar belu. Tiar Palau Airways lang amo o flyer a sel tu melom se inspirar turista sak klub kala berur Palau. Seguir lang. Hotel na approach el Molin. Kita menatubasi. Sila pulo rin ang mamesangi.
respect the environment. Number 3, employ Ploughans to the extent possible. And I know you brought some Ploughans young girls to Taipei to be trained to be hostesses. And finally, respect our culture as we respect yours. So thank you, and may God bless your airline, Palau Airways, and may it bring happy and safe visitors to our shores. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Palau Airways.
Thank you, Mr. President. And we also like to introduce our First Lady. 我们也特别为大家介绍我们的第一夫人帛琉总统夫妇，他们都亲自莅临了现场。We are very honored to have the President of Palau here to show the full support for Palau Airways. On behalf of the people and the government, and also now I'd like to introduce the chairman of Palau Airways, Bruce Hall. Mr. Bruce Hall. 贺东光先生。
Mr. President, Your Excellency, First Lady, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all. Today is a big day for Palau Airways. Palau Airways is a company that sets the base in Palau. It is also an airline that belongs to Palau people. I would like to thank Mr. President, Palau government, and Palau people for your fully support and help to give us this opportunity to build up this airline. Let us make this dream come true. Now and future, we will do our very best to make this airline successful. And also we will do our very best to serve this beautiful country and people. Let Palau's rainbow extend to all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Mr. Bruce Hall. I think without his vision, ambition, and strong leadership, Palau Airways couldn't have been ready in such a short period of time. And now I'd like to introduce our ambassador of Republic of China, Miss Maggie Tai-Ching Tian. Let's welcome.
Your Excellency, President Johnson Turnbull, First Lady Valeria, His Excellency Kunio Nakamura, my colleague from Finland, Ambassador Hanakainen, and also Senator Diaz, and Ministers of Justice, and Minister of any minister also? PIIC is here? No? But anyway, and also my Palauan friend, particularly Mungin Gebesenge, and my fellow country overseas Chinese here. Particularly I want to welcome who just flew in with this inaugural flight of Palau Airways. Also I want to thank Mr. Peter Xi to be our very outstanding MC tonight. He's a very bright star in Taiwan, and he's shining here also, and we feel very proud of that. Last but not least, Chairman Bruce Hall and Mrs. Hall, and also President Lee, Anzhi Lee. He will be the president here for the station in Palau of Palau Airways. And this is a very auspicious occasion again, as we have been witness many great events which increasingly consolidated our very close and very firm, very warm bond between Republic of Palau and Republic China. We all know Palau is naturally so beautiful, is breathtakingly beautiful, and more admirable is their efforts to preserve and conserve their natural beauty. And add to that, the beauty of the people here make this really the most admirable resort in the world. And the name Emerald's End is really not enough to describe such a beautiful home for all the tourists here. And as we know that the relationship between two countries actually can only last if the people-to-people relations and the people-to-people friendship is sustainably growing. And airline actually is the backbone of getting people together to better understand each other, understand each other's language, each other's diet, each other's habit of dressing, each other's cultural tradition and the legacies. And we are very proud of one more airlines originated from the Republic of China, and also in some format in the kind of joint venture with our friend here in Palau, and particularly the great support extended by President Johnson Tourbillon and his administration, his government. And we, in the last 1 to 2 years, we have seen quite a number of endeavors to fly the route between Koror and Taipei. Unfortunately, many of them rise and then they fall. But we have seen the difference between Palau Airways and those airlines because you have built up very solid groundwork. And also on the record of your success that you have proved to people, you will be a very viable commercially and sustainable and more promising efforts in serving as a bridge between the two beautiful people of the Republic of China and the people of the Republic of Palau. And we wish you all the best. And we pay our greatest esteem to your efforts and also great expectation to your everlasting success. Congratulations to all of us, particularly to Republic of Palau, my good friends, and also my fellow countrymen here, 我们亲爱的侨胞们，非常高兴，这个因为我们很多侨胞在这边呢，这个很多行业都是跟旅游业有关系，所以我相信大家也非常的骄傲。从我们台湾有这个成功的企业家们，他们这个创办了另外一个航空的事业，然后可以把我们两国的人民更紧密、更频繁的这个让他们交流在一起，然后也给你们带来很多的商机，所以我相信你们也很高兴。为这件事情，我想今天是大家一个非常值得骄傲，而且也非常高兴的日子。Wish everyone all the best, all the success, all the health, and all happiness. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Chen. And here comes the beautiful dance, because today, two beautiful people combined together by Palau Airways. And here comes the Palau Warriors, the dance of the local beautiful culture. And now we will share with their powerful and beautiful culture. Please give a big hand to the Palau Warriors! 海螺的声音响起，我们要一起分享美丽的帛琉带给我们美丽又充满勇敢的战士舞。 beautiful gift, the huge airplane model come here. And also, I think everybody share the beautiful culture of Palau. We're so proud of your country. And this afternoon, it's about 4 hours, the convenient direct flight from Taiwan to Palau. And we joined the wonderful service on the plane. And now I would like to invite our Mr. President again, come up to the stage. You know, our chairman of Plough Airways, Mr. Hall, has a small but huge gift to Plough. I think that's such a historical moment. We can share the happiness and friendship between the Republic of China and the Republic of Palau. And our flight attendant hold a small symbol. Would you please give the small airplane as a symbol? And please, everybody, applause to this wonderful moment. And Chairman Hall, please give this souvenir and gift to memorize the wonderful moment. And I think a friendship between the Republic of China and Republic Palau will be forever. Ali! 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 Thank you so much. Thank you, our warriors. Thank you. I think everybody share this happiness. And now, please everybody have a drink. And we will have a toast together. And actually, tonight we prepare lots of dishes just behind you, the room just behind you, and later you can have drinks and food. And everybody feels so happy because for me, I've traveled 188 countries so far. And Palau, this time is my third time visiting. I'm so happy to see Palau, broad smile, and such a wonderful spirit. And I also cannot forget our president. We had an interview in Taipei. You know, our president told me when he was a small boy, his mother, just one hand hold him, the other hand hold a basket of taro, and wear the grass skirts, walking in the field, do the farming, also taking care of her children. It's such a beautiful thing, and that's we like to have a stage later to contribute to all the Palawan mothers. So that's why I think tonight is really memorable. And now we will ask our Mr. President, Your Excellency, again, and with please have a drink to our president. And everybody please have a drink. And we will...
Let me ask the members of PVA to come forward and take this airplane with you. PVA is Palau Visitors Authority, and I now entrust this airplane to you and ask you to provide support they need, not only to the airline, but to their customers and visitors. Thank you.
Also, we invite Ambassador Tian.
Let me ask President Nakamura to join us on stage. And the First Lady, if she may. You know, during the campaign, one of her uncles uncles in a gathering said to the relatives, please vote so our cousin can become the first lady. Okay. Would you please raise your glasses as I offer a toast to the success of Palau Airways and the Republic of Palau and the Republic of China. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's make a toast for the friendship of the Republic of China and the Republic of Palau. And also Palau Airways will be the home of rainbow and be a new gateway of Asia and Pacific Ocean. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I think tobacco resort.
I'll look you up.
Thanks.